Thank you so much, Robert. Good morning again, everybody. Welcome to YouthForce, Innovation Hub, a program of Boys and Girls Clubs of Athens. I've got to tell this story because I don't want this to go long, but I'll just say this. For over 20 years, I have been the Chief Development Officer for Boys and Girls Clubs of Athens. And when Robert came in as the new CEO, he goes, I got a special project for you. He said, you know, we've been talking to Zach McElroy about a lead gift for a program in workforce development, and I want you to go run that program. And when I tell you I fought at it so hard that I was about to cry. I think I'm going to go have to find me something to do because I have not done any type of real programming in over 20 years. And then I said, well, do I get a staff to go with this? So you can hire anybody you want. So my first call was to Mr. Lemuel LaRoche, who also ran Chestnut Community, one of the most innovative youth programmers in this area. And then everybody else that we hired was under 25 years old because we figured that if we wanted somebody to relate to our young people today, we needed to have young people in the space. One of those young gentlemen is Mr. Tyreek Dunn back over here. He is workforce development personified. He's a club kid from age, we used to call them illegals. If they were under 6, they were illegal. So I think he joined the club at age 4. But Tyreek just graduated with a master's degree in sports management. He was working part-time at one of our other clubs while he was working on his master's. He came here to YouthForce to work with us for about the last 8 months. And now that he's completed his master's, he gets some full-time benefits as our new delinquency prevention coordinator for Boys and Girls Clubs of Athens. So that's workforce development. I want you guys to give him a big hand. That being said, for years and years, I walked outside of my office over on 4th Street, and there's a vision statement on the wall. And for a long, long time, I paid it no attention. It said, our vision, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Athens will provide a world-class club experience that assures success is within the reach of every young person who walks through our doors, with all members on track to graduate from high school with a plan for the future, demonstrating good character and citizenship, and living a healthy lifestyle. That's it right there. Tyreek Dunn. Every summer, he came back and worked at one of our clubs. Now, first of all, he's got a great family. His mom worked with us. But the Boys and Girls Club was part of his support system from 4 years old. And now we're not supporting him, he's supporting us because he's the future of Boys and Girls Club. He's a young man of high moral character and standards, very well spoken, very well educated. That's what we're all about. Everybody's not as fortunate as Tyreek is. We understand that many of our young people today are not graduating. This past year, 187 kids in our school system did not graduate. So what happens to them? What happens? Every day, at least 500 young people between the ages of 16 and 19 are walking around our community. They're not in school and they're not employed. Over 500. And so that multiplies. What we found in Boys and Girls Club is not that we weren't doing good work, but we needed to do more work. We're talking about crime problems, we're talking about gang problems, we're talking about workforce development, A lot of your workers are walking the streets right now. A lot of the people that are joining games are walking our streets right now. Why? They simply have nowhere else to go. So what if they graduate high school? Yeah, I said it. Because you and I both know today, a lot of kids, they graduate high school, they're good kids. I've seen very few bad kids. I cannot sit in a room with a 15-year-old and say if they're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a member of a gang. On the other hand, if I'm in the Boys and Girls Club, I said right now I'm keeping them busy. So what happens when they turn 18? I have a young person that's mannerable, he or she has graduated high school, and guess what? And they don't know if they want to go to college. There is no reason for anybody in our community to be one of the three E's. Employed, enrolled, or enlisted. There's no excuse for it. So our concept now at the Boys and Girls Club, we're going for those young people who that are falling through the cracks. We're doing a good job, but we could be doing it much better. I'm a lifelong citizen of this community, and I grew up much like Tyree. I've known Bob and Maxine Burton probably since I was about 15 or 16 years old. He probably doesn't remember me because I had hair then, and I'm also gained a little weight. But I was one of those kids in the club, a former youth of the year, joined the club all the way back in 1972. That's how long we've been providing service for kids. And so I'm proud. So this project for me is very personal. You talk about why I have young people in here, and I'm getting ready to turn it over to life real quick. Well, as everybody knows, artificial intelligence is a big thing. If you look around this room, all the artwork you see, created by our young people through artificial intelligence. I wanted to do a really great letter to some supporters about why workforce development and workforce development programs were needed in Athens, Georgia. I was drawing a blank, so I went to ChatGPT. And it says, title, Empowering Athens, Georgia Youth. Case for Teen Workforce Program. The introduction says, the city of Athens is a vibrant and diverse community that thrives on its local culture, education, and economic opportunities. However, to ensure a prosperous future for both its young residents and the entire community, there is a critical need for comprehensive workforce programming targeting teens aged 16 to 21. This case for support aims to highlight the importance of such programming, its potential benefits, and statistics that underscore the urgency of addressing this need. The benefits of teen workforce programming: youth empowerment, equipping teens with practical skills and knowledge, economic growth. A skilled workforce contributes to a robust local economy. Reduced unemployment through targeted training and placement assistance. Teen workforce programming directly addresses youth unemployment, improving their financial stability and reducing the strain on social services. Community building. Workforce programs create a sense of community and belonging among teens, fostering positive relationships and reducing social isolation. Long-term success, equipping teens with essential skills and a strong work ethic sets them on a path to long-term success. Conclusion. Investing in teen workforce programming in Athens, Georgia is not only a strategic economic decision, but a commitment to the city's future success. By addressing the needs of its young population aged 16 to 24, Athens can reduce unemployment rates, drive economic growth, and create a brighter future for both its youth and the entire community. It's time for Athens to prioritize the development of its most valuable resources, its young workforce. Written by Gardner, AI. I gave 5 key words. I did not write a single sentence of this, and I left a few things out. That's where our world's going to, folks. We've got to prepare our kids for it, not right now, but for the future. We talk about skills training. You see these drills over here. There's still going to be some use for that in years to come. But most of the skills that we're going to give our young people today are for jobs that don't already exist. What are the basics? The basics are kids still are going to need to be able to read and write. AI, it did it for me, but I had to give it some key words. They're going to need to be able to have fundamental math skills. If you're going to get a paycheck, you got to count your money, you got to buy a house. And more than anything, to be successful, me included, Boys and Girls Club provided for me, for Tyree, there's going to need to be the support of other people, community support, social, emotional support, fundamental communication. That's what our young people are going to need going forward. So we've created all of this with the YouthForce Innovation Hub because AI says is what's needed.